Welcome back to Sporty Affairs. Sorry for having a video after such long duration. Myself Narendra and with me Mithilesh. Today we are going to discuss India versus Sri Lanka, the ODI series. So Mithilesh, let's start with some positives. What do you think both sides did in this series?
From India perspective, there are a lot of positives. Firstly, they gave chance to seven debutants in this One Day International Series, and with the IPL experience they had, they really shone into this series. Especially Surya Kumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, Chetan Sakaria. Those were the notable, debutants which shone in the series. So that was one of the major positives for India. Second positive was how these players rose to the occasion, namely Yadav and Deepak Chahar in the first two one-day internationals. Like how they kind of, paced their innings well, and they were learning from the best, as it is in the IPL. So that really helped them, I feel, in this one-day international series in the first two ODIs. In the third ODI, though, India missed a trick, I would say. After the rain came in, I mean, they completely. We saw two different sides of Indian batting there, where they were at one stage they were 100 for one and they bowled out for almost 225. So that is something to ponder upon where Sri Lanka came into picture. So that brings us to the positives from what Sri Lanka did. Now in the first one international, I felt that Sri Lanka lacked everywhere in all the bases because India were too dominant, especially Shikhar Dhawan, where he paced his innings wonderfully. So, learning from that, they came back very strongly in the second ODI. And in the second ODI, Sri Lanka did put a lot of pressure, and everybody thought that they are going to win, apart from Deepak Chahar's heroics at the end. But that was something which they did wonderfully well. They restricted Indian batsmen. They didn't allow them any room to score freely. Even though they were chasing a target of 275, they were always in the game. So that is something which they did really well. And in the third one day international, what happened was they did a lot of variations. So that is something I liked about Sri Lanka. That even though India was trolling, at 100 for one, they never gave up. So that is something which they will really take into account in the future series. That if they hang in there and if they never give up, just what India did in the second ODI, they also have a chance to win. So if you look at the positive side, I would say that the three ODIs were evenly distributed. Like I would say 1.5 each points for both of them because everybody had an upper hand. And apart from the first ODI, where India dominated completely from start to finish, the second and the third could have gone either ways. That's what I feel, where both the teams really use their strengths and to they tried to win the matches, but it was India who came up trumps in the series. So that was it from the positives perspective. We discussed about what India and Sri Lanka both did in this series. Now let's go ahead and see what were the things they really lacked. Over to you, Narendra.
So I think one important or crucial point that you forgot to mention is Rahul Dravid. You know, the man who decided to send Deepak Chahar earlier than Bhuvneshwar Kumar. You know, he gave the conquered innings that India needed during that time. And let's start from there regarding the bad points for Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka did pretty good in the second ODI, as you said, that they the plan was really good for the top order of the Indian innings, means top order of the Indian batsmen. They executed that successfully, utilizing spinners, utilizing seamers, and it's like Deepak Chahar came out of syllabus for them. They were not ready for such an inning from a bowler's perspective. Even though if you see towards the end of the inning, they played Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Deepak Chahar both showed immense resilience and a good strategy in place that they will not hit the spinners because it's the Sri Lankan pitches. Spinners are really good, as we have seen in the third ODI, that as soon as the spinners came into picture, 3 4 wickets fell down immediately. So that's the key aspect of Sri Lanka, playing with the spinners, that they have a huge impact. There was a time Muthaiya Muralidharan used to take all the wickets. Once he's in the spell, 3 4 wickets will fell down instantly within the Sri Lankan conditions. So they needs to improve that because their structure is good, their batting lineup is good, they're scoring 250 consistently, or over the duration. So they just need to focus on run a ball. And on the other hand, India, they should definitely focus on someone anchoring the inning. As you mentioned, Shikhar Dhawan played brilliantly in the first. He anchored the inning. The important thing is someone staying there, and that's why I didn't like the shots selection from Pandya brothers. Even Hardik Pandya in the last ODI, he was gone for just 14 or 15 runs, and India needed some experienced campaigner to stay there for a longer duration of time. Someone caliber of Pujara, I would say, but definitely there are others such as Dhoni, and lower down the order, Jadhav used to come earlier and used to stay there. That is important when you are scoring this. India were scoring at more than 7 run and over. They were after 21 overs, they had already scored 133 runs, and after that they were all out for 227 or 228 runs. That is not something that Indian batting should do it. Even though this is the B squad, but they should focus on their batting and stay there till the 50th overs, try to score as many runs as possible. So those are some of the negative points from both the teams' perspective. Over to you, Mithilesh.
So, guys, in this video, we discussed about the One Day International Series, which just now concluded. We saw some positive aspects for India, which showed us the squad depth, and the debutants coming into the picture, plus Surya Kumar Yadav, Chetan Sakaria, the notable, performers in the series. From the Sri Lanka perspective, also we saw their spin Hasiranga, who was the find of the tournament, I would say, and even Avishka. He's just 23, and he won the match for Sri Lanka in the third ODI. So there were some points on both the sides, and I would say there were some weaknesses on both the sides. So the coming T20 international series would be exciting to see how these teams, learn from the mistakes which they committed in the ODIs and, bring their best foot forward. So that's it from us, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.